giving you guys full Reddit stories day free.
While I was closing a business deal, my client tried to finesse me in Spanish, not knowing I spoke the language. My dad owns a pretty decent-sized sales company, and he's always said that before I get the keys to it, I need to work my way up so I can understand struggle. On my first week on the job, he assigned me to one of his lower-level clients, these two Hispanic guys that had emailed him last week begging us to renew their contract. When they walked in, I was excited to share with them that I knew their language and was prepared to cut them a great deal, until one of them said to the other, "Mira a este idiota blanco, esto será fácil, vamos a estafarlo," meaning, "Look at this white idiot, this will be easy, let's rip him off." My face dropped slightly, but not enough for them to notice. And when one of them shook my hand and said, "Hola tonto," meaning, "Hello dummy," while the other told me that this was a traditional Spanish greeting, I decided to just pretend I had no idea what they were talking about. We sat down and started discussing the terms, but not even 1 minute in, one of the guys asked me if he could ever so often discuss with his partner in Spanish. That's how it started. Every few minutes, they'd turn around to each other and cast new insults at me in Spanish, all in a straight face. They called me stupid, a white American piece of crap, said the company owner was a moron who totally bought their sob story email, and mentioned how funny it was that I didn't understand them. That was all in the first 10 minutes. Things only escalated from there. I remember my wife came in to drop lunch off for me. She left it outside the office, and because my office has window, the two guys could see her. Las cosas que le haría, one of them said with a straight face to his partner, meaning the things I would do to her. Ella podría gritar no, todo lo que quisiera. She could scream no all she wants, the other added. Maintaining my composure was getting harder by second, but still, I smiled and just kept playing along. By the time we got down to discussing the nitty-gritty details, they had totally let loose. They weren't even turning to each other to talk in Spanish anymore. ¿Qué tal si volvemos a jugar la carta del cáncer? What if we just play the cancer card again? One said, "Sí, ese viejo idiota nos dio un mejor precio la última vez porque dije que mi hija necesitaba quimioterapia. Puedo decir que ha vuelto." Yeah, that old idiot who runs this company gave us a better deal because I said my daughter needed chemo. I can just say the cancer's back. What he just admitted to was illegal. And so very quietly, without them noticing, I opened my phone under the table and started audio recording. And that God I did. Because not even a few minutes later, one of my coworkers in a nearby office had his two daughters, 13 and 15, drop off a package for him. "Mira Ali, es muy lindo, eh? Look over there, pretty cute, huh?" one of them said. "What do you think they are? 13? 14? My face went white, but they didn't even see it. They were too busy sneaking glances out the window thinking I wouldn't notice. "Mira esa lindo faldita de colegiala. Look at that cute little schoolgirl skirt," the older one said when the two girls started leaving. I wanted to throw up. I think they knew something was wrong when they fully turned back to me. They asked if I was okay, and I just lied, saying I think I ate something bad for breakfast, that's all. They seemed to accept my answer. Por un segundo pensé que lo entendía. For a second I thought he understood. One of them laughed, almost sweating. But I understood. I understood everything. The negotiation continued for another 20 or so minutes, by the end of which I had verbally agreed to a deal that basically sent us into bankruptcy and made them extremely profitable. That's when I stood up, and just as we were about to shake hands, I pulled my hand back. They looked at me confused, asking what's wrong. That's when I paused for a second, scratched my head, looked both of them dead in the eye, and